Thank you for tuning in to the B&RS Show.
So I think it was a few episodes ago that I actually thanked you, Zoe, for making me such an avid sports fan. I'm not as crazy as you are, because you go as far as the fantasy leagues and all that shit. But we're here in a whole different environment tonight, and I just feel that we should bring on some people. And I feel like you should intro them. And for the people who are watching on YouTube or on Spotify, you guys see the icon. You guys already know what this is about. We're talking about the greatest of all fucking time.
And everybody who gets involved in this knows that acronym is the GOAT. But before we get to that, man, I want to intro these two fellas we have here with us today, man. We have two of my homies who I've known for a couple years here, who I used to work with. We have my boy Penny with the Henny, and we have my homie Psycho T.
Hey yo, what's good?
So,
with the Henny.
These are our first official guests on B&RS Roach, the podcast. We've always had people on B&RS Roach show. So let's get a live hand clap. All right.
Yeah, we're definitely grateful for the opportunity.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Like, this is a game changer.
It is, man. And I mean, honestly, we've been game planning for a while. I've spoken with you guys about most of this. We've always, you guys have always known what I've done here. And this was a fun one, man. Pete told me that you wanted to speak to me, man. It happened to fall into this situation like this, man. And this is going to be a fun one for us, man, because we're going to discuss who's the GOAT, man. Who was the GOAT in the NBA, man, because with the reactions, we already know. We've had who we think they are. So before we even get into it, man, I'm going to say who's the GOAT for me, man, who's to me is the greatest player in NBA history. He never missed the playoffs in his career, 5 rings. He only lost in the finals once. And it was to someone's fan who'll have that discussion later. We'll have that discussion on how that ring came about. But my favorite's Tim Duncan, man. TD, the big fundamentalist, man.
Respect.
Like, that's my favorite.
Tim Duncan's pretty dope. Yo, those Spurs teams, they were crazy. It was definitely because of the coaching.
We got to do podcast instructions real quick. This is the front.
Right here.
So when you speak into this, you speak into the world.
Copy. We heard this. All right.
I'm going to jump in real quick just to throw in my little 2 cents before the sports experts get into their shit, because I know y'all came with the statistics. Y'all came with everything. I heard y'all downstairs. I'm just a fan in this one. But I want to say that my favorite, and I'm going to quote favorite, doesn't mean he's the greatest, but to me, in the era of basketball that was the greatest to me, he was the greatest to do it. I'm going with Kobe Bryant. And the only reason that I'm going with Kobe Bryant is because for a man with a rape charge to play his heart out, to me, that took it to a whole other level. You can't just go on the fucking court and play regular basketball when your life is in jeopardy. So he went out there and he did something that was entertaining beyond basketball. He played for his freedom.
He did, man.
So I'm gonna pass it over. It looks like Psycho T is gonna take over this one.
All right.
So let's hear it.
All right, man. So I am no bandwagon. I bring facts to the table, and I ain't just saying this to say it. I stand behind it to the grave. LeBron James is a motherfucking GOAT. And if anybody want to say it, you already know, man. I'm here. Explain out here forever.
And, we're going to get everyone's GOAT out, and then we're going to have this discussion on the table. Where we going here with Penny?
Yo, there isn't even a question, right, when it comes to, like, the GOAT conversation. Because you just got to think about one thing, one number, and that's 23 for Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Jumpman.
6 for 6 in the playoffs, no losses, right? Perfect record. Unlike people who go 3-8, you know what I'm saying? He's undefeated in the finals, the biggest stage in the game.
This is the one thing I say when it comes to the Mike and LeBron argument. I think that something has to be spoken to the years Mike was off those 2 years. I think the going perfect in the finals matters, but I also think that LeBron faced a different level of competition. But then also, I want to say his first 7 years in Cleveland faced a different level of competition. I want to say once he went to Miami and became super team LeBron, I want to say past that, I can't excuse too many of the final losses once you became super team LeBron. And I also want to say there's something to be said for how many finals did he make it to in a row between Miami and Cleveland? It was 4 in Miami, and was it 3 straight in Cleveland? 4 straight in Cleveland when he came back to Cleveland. So it's 8 straight finals chips. Regardless of the win-loss record there, that matters. Because what is it? He went 3-5 in that stretch, right? 3-5 along that stretch. It's unfortunate. I think it speaks something because it's something I tell people when you have to take into account what the NBA playoffs, the toll that takes on your body. LeBron has been through the playoffs almost every year of his career. He missed it the first 2 years of his career with Cleveland, and he missed it last year with the Lakers. And this is his 17th year? So we're going to say we're going to get rid of this year. We're going to go 16, 13 years in the final, in the playoffs. 8 straight trips to the finals. The amount of games, that's a couple extra seasons onto his body.
He's at a weaker conference.
I'll give you that. I'll give the
it's
Eastern
a lot
Conference
easier to make
sub
the playoffs
500
when you're in the East compared to the West. That's why when he jumped to the Lakers last year, his first season in the West, guess what the fuck happened? He missed the playoffs.
I will give that the sub 500. I will give the sub 500. I'll give the sub 500. Eastern Conference stats. I'll give that all it deserves. But I feel like Cycle T. Give me something, T.
All right, so I'm gonna give it to you like this: last 4 years, top 5 teams in the East out one. Besides the Warriors having that great season, we all know what happened with that great season. LeBron had to chop that down real quick.
I feel like there's no great season like that's ever finished in the championship.
Draymond was out, and that was the only thing.
I'll say he was out, but he was out.
Draymond needs to see a psychiatrist.
It doesn't matter. 18-1,
73-9.
No, but I'll tell you this: 18-1. The last team, every sport with the team with the greatest record in the regular season has never happened. The Seattle Mariners that year, they lost to the Yankees in 7, or was it 6 in the ALCS? I hate the Yankees, but I know that, and it's just that greatest record. I want to say almost means nothing sometimes.
That's a fact because the team at the bottom could definitely come out on top in any situation, especially NFL.
All right, so I'm gonna take this in a slight tangent. Because outside of the basketball court, these superstars have opportunities of sponsorships and all types of shit.
For sure.
So who do you feel maximized their opportunity in the NBA to create a career for themselves and a life for themselves that is far beyond anything anyone could ever dream of?
100% LeBron James fits that picture, no doubt about it. Especially with the school he's starting.
I'm gonna
doing for not only his community.
But
that's his world. It's beyond
basketball. He just said that biggest word, running back a couple phrases there for me. Was the second one you said there.
Community.
His community. LeBron has given back to the community, the underprivileged community he grew up in, more than any other professional athlete I've ever seen. And no matter what your knock is on LeBron, you're not a fan of his. You don't give a fuck about what he does. Is how you feel after a lot of people hate LeBron as a result of the decision. And that's the only reason. Solely for the decision is why people hate LeBron.
I'm not saying that he's bro. What he's doing is pretty amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like his commercial from Nike saying yo, what if you didn't have to go through the hustles? Like instead of going through the hustles, why not just start you off with a regular life without hustles and all that shit? And I do respect that. Yo, LeBron's dope with that. You know what I'm saying? But if we're talking about GOATs, you gotta talk straight into basketball, my guy.
You have to talk.
I get you're giving. I get you're giving to the world, bro. NBA cares, all that, but we're talking about basketball, greatest of all time. You know what I'm saying? No knock on LeBron because he's dope. We respect that. But You know, you can't factor that into the conversation when we're judging. Like, yo, you know what? Who's gonna be the greatest of all time? You know what
I
I'm saying?
think
You just gotta respect,
I think
bro.
when
They're
it's all
dope.
said
I
and
fuck with
done,
it.
I don't know if we'll ever see another athlete as physically gifted as LeBron step foot on an NBA court. And I'll say
Zion.
this as someone who was young enough to have seen
Zion. What about Zion right now? Who came
Zion.
out?
We haven't seen Zion get on the court in the NBA, a regular season
LeBron
NBA game.
just had his first career injury dating back to the only reason why he missed the playoffs was the groin injury. They had a better record in more than a quarter of the season than the Warriors, and the Warriors were fully stacked.
I just feel like
Went wrong on Christmas last year. It was the Christmas game last year. We heard his groin last year, right?
I feel like
right
we need to stop saying
Missed more than
silly
18
things.
games.
I think it's a silly thing to say that you'll never see this type of caliber person in the future. You're always everybody's juicing. So now you got kids that are fucking jacked that are doing 100 push-ups a day at fucking 5 years old, and they're becoming YouTube stars. So every year the bar is being raised. There's people that go on a street like ball court, and they're doing dunks that you don't see in the NBA dunk contest. So there's always gonna be somebody that's gonna be better, whether we see them or not. That's up to the media. That's up to them. They might be a fucked up person. They might just be a street ball legend that's just gonna stay there. But to say that we're never gonna see a type of caliber as a LeBron James, I think we'll probably see another one.
Bro, you also gotta factor in how good the medicine is today.
The medicine,
Like
the
taking
treatments,
care of
everything
the
we know.
people,
And this
all
is
of
what
that.
I said when we said about why I accept the fact that I feel like I wish I came up as a kid in this era as much as I love sports, because I feel I'd have a shot at a professional career if I knew everything kids know now today with my love of sports I had as a kid, if I knew this stuff they know today. But I'll say this, and when I say that as LeBron, I say this purely from a physical specimen like standpoint. He's what, LeBron 6'9". Like at his height when he was in Cleveland, like when he was like 260, 270, and he was the fastest, biggest player like, yo, bro, you didn't want to see him in the open court, bro.
You didn't
Like,
want
yo,
him running into you.
don't
didn't
want
him
you
running
don't
into
even
you.
want him like glancing you while he's running in the lane from how big and strong he is. And I mean it from physically that standpoint, because you look at Mike was 6'6", but only like 205, 210. Kobe's like 6'5", 205.
See,
when you think of LeBron 6'9", 260, 270, to be able to do what he does physically, to do what he did at his peak, I think we'll see people get close to it. But when you think of LeBron, I think we have seen like the peak of what someone at his size can do. I think what we see Zion do is amazing, but I need to see Zion do it for the length of LeBron's career. And LeBron didn't go out this early in his career with some stupid injury.
Yo, that. See, bro, you say that about LeBron, like how he's strong, right? He's going up, he's pulling up. Like, I get you. Like, he charges, you're like, yo, I don't want to stand in front of this guy because this guy's definitely going to run me over. What ruined that? Another knock on this thing was flopping. Yo, you're a big-ass guy, but dudes tap you, and then you all of a sudden, like, you know what I'm saying?
I understand exactly. Listen,
like, bro, you
I
can't
watch
flick someone.
I watch flop NBA videos. Like I would sit down and watch 20 minutes of just flops from this season, from how often this shit is happening. But I want to take it another tangent. This is what I like doing. As far as basketball video games go, we see the overall ratings on each one of these players every year, even like on the classic teams. If you were to pick your one-on-one, let's say, and you had these three characters, based on the ratings that video games and the general public would give these people, who would you go with?
What do you mean?
Like
If you was playing
Blacktop, if I'm taking one-on-one, ooh.
I mean, that's up to the user if they nice
It's up
or
to the
not.
user. If I'm picking
Are we
between
talking
these
real
three, I'm
life?
picking nah.
Are we talking
We're
in the
talking.
game?
We're taking blacktop.
Like,
If you're
in
playing
2K.
somebody, if me and you on 2K and we're going blacktop 1v1, who you taking? And you can take any year, who you taking?
and don't take it just because they're your favorite player.
Nah, yeah,
take
yeah,
it because
for
you
sure.
believe you're gonna win.
There's an explanation to the 2K 2K, all of that logic.
For sure, I would automatically take LeBron James because even in video game or real life.
But which LeBron? You taking Miami LeBron? You taking early Cleveland? You taking late Cleveland?
I'm taking 2015 LeBron. That's
You taking 3-1.
3-1.
3-1. You're taking 3-1 LeBron.
Sure.
That's a good pick. I can respect that. That's a LeBron. That's peak leadership LeBron.
And I'm not just saying that he's my favorite, but I feel like Kobe and Jordan do not have a capability of guarding LeBron.
I'm gonna tell you, Kobe has the capability. I'm gonna tell you. Hold on.
I got you.
I'm gonna tell you who I take. And I don't even know if he's in the game, but I would take Kobe on one of those years he got robbed from the MVP and it went to Steve Nash. Because Roach already got into why he didn't get MVP.
Nah, the argument was,
years.
Shaq, hands down, had the MVP that year. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he keeps knocking Steve Nash for for somebody tells Shaq's accolades, they name his MVPs. He was like, oh, it would have been another one if it wasn't for that one season. But bro, I just feel that's with the biased awarding system. I'm a big Curry fan, but that unanimous 2-time MVP, everybody was just riding the wave.
You were just riding, the homies jacking from. I can agree with that because as much as everyone can love Steph Curry's never gonna be in the greatest of all time conversation unless you're talking about jacking from half court in the middle of an NBA game. He's the go to doing that shit.
He's in the conversation just because he has literally changed how the game plays today. You know what I'm saying? Like Jordan with his athleticism started all those high flyers. Right now, Steph, you got kids pulling up from half court shooting.
I can honestly
it's nothing.
I can honestly agree with you, man.
That changes the game.
And you know what? We saw this in our era. We saw it in our era growing up playing ball with AI, with the dribbling, with the crossovers, with everybody. When you didn't play under the whistle, and one, and you were and one street ball, and one. And one.
We listen. We're gonna do a whole nother podcast on and one mixtapes.
For sure.
Because
bring out the professor.
I could do a whole 30 minutes on that shit.
I'm taking professor.
YouTube, bro. I was in middle school, and I searched up this guy doing the 720.
Give him the mic. Give him. He's talking.
I heard it 720 dunk from N1. I heard it from somebody. I was like, yo, I gotta peep this guy. Air up there. I was watching it on YouTube, middle school, buffering with my dial-up connection,
so we doing the
waiting for this to flow up, bro. Air up there doing 2 spins in the air, and I was like, yo, this dude's wildin'.
So let me just, because we got to wrap this up. So let me get final thoughts around the table.
All right, so I'm gonna kick it off. Final thoughts. I'm still going with LeBron. Because we talk about all these scores and things, but at the end of the day, LeBron's going to finish first in all-time scoring. LeBron's going to finish top 5 in all-time assists. And he played less games than Kobe Bryant and made more playoff shots, clutch shots, than Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan combined. And that was and we're just counting the second year in Miami. We're not even counting Cleveland and what he did over there. Not even counting averaging a triple double in the finals. Let's not say that. And I don't know, man. Every stat is better but steals. Every stat is better than steals. He got more rebounds, more assists. He's gonna finish with more points than Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan is a scorer. LeBron is not a scorer. He is a facilitate first type of guy. And if a non-scorer is going to finish first in scoring over a guy who's known for scoring, not even counting that he got guarded up by some bum-ass niggas, if we want to count Jeff Hornacek, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that, man? My nigga? You feel what I'm saying? But other than that,
just the guy who got fired by the Knicks.
This is Lebo, bro. That's it, man. You can't change my mind because that 6 for 6 don't matter. Robert Horry have more rings.
Oh.
It's not about the ring.
Big
It's
shot,
not all about the
Rob.
rings. It's about the win rate, the success rate. You know what I'm saying? Undefeated. My pick is definitely Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, Jordan is just the OG. He came in first, right, rocking everything, jumping from the free throw line. You know what I'm saying? And if you take out Jordan, where does LeBron pattern his game to? You know what I'm saying? So he was the basis. He was the pattern. So just that, bro. Even LeBron is chasing the guy. So how can you tell the guy's the GOAT if he admittedly says that he's chasing the guy?
Nah, he said
He's chasing the guy.
Whoa,
Nah, he's chasing the guy.
Out.
But one more. My biggest thing, shot for the safety, bro. I will even throw it out like universal shit. If the aliens fucking ask you who to bring out on the court for one game to win, to save the universe, my nigga, LeBron or Jordan, LeBron's not passing to nobody.
Nigga, I'm calling Steve Kerr.
LeBron's not passing to
I'm
nobody.
calling
Jordan-
91 Steve Kerr
Jordan's
on the
gonna
pass
end
to the
the
wing.
game.
That's what I want.
Jordan's gonna
I want
end the
91
game.
Steve Kerr.
LeBron's more clutch.
Jordan's gonna end the game. LeBron's not gonna pass to nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Can we see this?
Yo, I'm
That's
gonna
it,
say it
bro.
like this. I'm gonna say it when it comes down to this. I'm gonna say I think at the end of the day, LeBron will go down as statistically, career-wise, the greatest player in NBA history when his career is all said and done. With the players up till that time, we don't know. Like Roach said, we don't know who's gonna come after that.
Play 6 more years.
Yes, I think we may get to see him play with his youngest son. I mean, with Bronny. I hope we get to see him play with Bronny, at least one. Even if they're not on the same team, I think LeBron will maneuver to play with a veteran contract wherever Bronny goes at that age. I think he'll stick around long enough to do that with his son. I think when it comes to all these guys, getting to see them all do it, where someone like me and Roach were lucky enough to get to see these guys all on the court with our own eyes do it, is something special. They all had their own special talents. I don't think LeBron's ever gonna catch Mike in rings, and LeBron has 3 right now, right? LeBron's still at he's 3.
7 more years to play.
I don't know if he's gonna get 3. I can see LeBron catching Kobe. How hard it is to get a ring nowadays. I think the days of dynasties now with these fuckers down and as they are, the Warriors down. The days of dynasties will be a while before we see a dynasty like that again.
We'll definitely see it next year when the Warriors get Giannis. That's it.
I don't think so.
It's the start of the dynasty.
No.
Yeah.
But I think that like I said, LeBron's gonna go down as statistically the greatest player in NBA history. I started this though by also saying my favorite and I think the greatest of all time is Timmy, and I didn't even get to talk about how great Timmy is, man. But he ain't never missed the playoffs. 5 rings, should have had 6 to be in that conversation of the GOAT. Yo, Timmy should have been in the conversation for the GOAT, if not for Ray Allen saving LeBron. I'm sorry, Timmy's in that conversation for the GOAT because that's 6. That's 6. That's 6.
All right, but listen.
You can say it was Pop. You can say it was Pop's system.
Sat back.
It don't matter. He was there for 20 years.
I've watched the pros talk. I'm gonna say my final piece. Robert Horry is the greatest of all time.
I love Big Shot Rob. 2 with the Rockets, 3 with the Lakers, 2 with the motherfucking Spurs. 7
All I want to
rings.
say is that when he hit that game winner with the Lakers, he's still getting pussy off of that shit till this day. So you guys already know we had Psycho T and Penny.
We had Penny
Our
with
first
the Henny.
official guest.
Yes,
one
sir.
more live hand clap.
One more. Let's get one more.
And you guys already know where the fuck to follow us.
You know why the fuck to follow us, you heard?
Thank you for tuning in to the Bud and Roach Show.